opening day of my late season cow elk tag. Just got to the trailhead. You can see it's still dark outside. The good news is no one is parked here. So we're going to get loaded up and try and get about 30 minutes up this trail. I'd mentioned a while back I was going to take the stickers you guys had given me and put them on my rifle case. So for all you guys who've given me stickers, thank you. If you ever want to do a sticker trade, just email me and I'll send you my address. I'd be happy to trade stickers with you and then do a little shout out for your channel. We're going to get the rifle packed up and get the backpack on and see if we can find some elk. Too bad we don't have a bull tag, guys. See if he's got any cows coming along behind him. Well, guys, so far I've just seen that one bull elk. I saw him twice. He came down off this ridge first, and I was down in the bottom. I saw him come up again and head this way. I've seen 2 does and 2 rough grouse. So pretty slow morning. I've got some fresh sign though. Fresh droppings and fresh tracks along here. But the wind shifted and now it's at my back. I think I'm just going to hang out here for a while and see if it'll change direction again before I keep going up. Try to find a spot where I can glass. A couple rubs up in here, right there, right here. It's about 11:30. There's fresh sign up in here. So they've been in here in the last day or two at least. I haven't found them yet though. Keep looking. Hornet's nest that fell from the tree. Coming to the last couple hours of day 1. I'm going to post up here until the sun goes down and just glass and glass. I've got 5 elk, but they are way over. In fact, they're on the other side of Herd Hollow Road, which is the boundary of my unit. So even if I had time to get over there and try to put a play on them, I couldn't since they're not in my unit. I'll keep watching them. There's a slight chance they might migrate this way, but they're a long ways out, so. Beautiful day, though. Well, we're heading down to the truck. There's probably 10 minutes of legal shooting light left, but I don't typically push it right to the edge. My eyesight's not good enough in the dark anymore to do that, even with a scope. So we got about from here, probably 2 miles to the truck. 1 3/4 miles maybe. I've already come down some. So there's 4 deer on the hillside right there, working their way up. And a beautiful moon up there. So we ended up seeing, well, counting those 4 more deer, 10 deer, 10 elk, and 3 grouse. There were 9 elk in that herd that was in the other unit. They were forever away, but we still saw them. And then the one bull that I think I got on video with the other camera. Sure looked like I did. Hopefully we did. We'll see when we put this all together. I'm not going to make a video out of this. There's not enough to it, so we'll wait till we get out another day on this elk hunt. Hopefully a little more activity. Thanks for coming along. Welcome to the mountain. Stopped here to get a drink and take a rest. I've just been glassing the opposite side of the canyon all morning. I glass up above me a little bit. I have not seen a single elk. And I'm not really seeing a lot of fresh sign up here. I've seen a couple of piles of poop. It's all frozen, so it definitely was from before last night, and I think it's even older than that. Handful of tracks. They don't look very fresh either. So I just don't think the elk are on this side of the canyon, but I'm kind of too far in now just to go back down, so I'm going to get up on the top. I'm probably 80% to the top, and glass into some pockets and bowls that are up on the very top. See what we can see. Here's where I'm hiking in. Sweet and salty cashews. That's what we're going to snack on. I don't know if I've said this already, so if I did, I apologize for being redundant. I've seen about 30 deer so far today. 2 bucks. The rest were does. Both the bucks were just little fork horns. And 1 grouse. I saw the grouse first thing this morning, and I didn't want to carry around a dead grouse all day in my pack, or else I would have tried to shoot it. But anyway, if we see another one on the way down, when I start heading back down later today, we'll definitely see if we can harvest one. But I'm still hopeful when we get up on top, we'll see the elk over on the other side. So I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, eat this snack, get some water, and then we'll keep going up the mountain. Okay guys, we're finally in business. That's fresh elk dropping. It's not frozen, it's from today. Tracks are going this way. So we're going to see if we can catch up to them. Well guys, I busted those elk out of their beds. Followed them for, I don't know, probably close to a mile, 3/4 of a mile for sure. I never did see them. I'm pretty sure I heard them above me in the timber. The wind's howling pretty good up top. It's not too bad right here, but up where they were. But there were 4 beds, so at least 4 elk. It looked like 2 cows and 2 yearlings, just based on the tracks and the size of the beds. And man, it reeked of elk up in there, which was cool. I mean, that's awesome. I have to be back to the truck by 3 p.m. Our year-end banquet for the football team is tonight, and for me to get home and shower and change and shave and all that kind of stuff and get back to the banquet, I've got to be at the truck by 3. So I saw where those elk went. I saw where their tracks went after I busted them out of their beds, but they went up and over another ridge even further away from the truck, and I'm already probably pushing, well, I've started working my way back, but where they were bedded is probably pushing 4 miles from the truck. So anyway, I got to start working my way back down. Just stopped to get a snack real quick. Peanut butter crackers and some water. And let me flip this around and look at this view. Isn't that amazing? Little rock right here I'm kind of perched on, looking out over there. God's country is so amazing. hope you've enjoyed the elk hunt so far. Basically, I've gone out 3 times. I went out for a full day on opening morning. I went out for a half a day the next time, and then a little more than a half day the third time before that football banquet. I did see elk every time I was out, but only bulls. Even those 4 that I busted up high, I'm sure they were cows. I'm sure it was 2 cows and 2 calves, but I never saw them. I just heard them and I could smell them. So the only elk I've seen since the hunt started have been bulls. I want to wrap this up with the channel shout out and the Minute on the Mountain. You may be able to see behind me in the window here, we've got snow coming down. We finally have some snow. We're supposed to get snow today, tonight, into tomorrow. So this might be the break we need to start pushing those elk down so it's a little bit easier to get to them. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. You guys pray for me that they start coming down, and then hopefully we can get some on film and get one harvested. But for the Minute on the Mountain, I want to do Mark chapter 7, the story of the Greek woman who comes to Jesus while Jesus is having dinner at someone's home and asks if he would heal her daughter who is demon possessed. And Jesus says, first, let the children eat all they want before you feed the dogs. And then she says, well, yes, Lord, but even the dogs get to eat the crumbs from the master's table. And he says, for replies such as this, your child is healed. And she goes home, and sure enough, her child is healed. Nikki St. Laurent recommended that I do a Minute on the Mountain on this in one of my last videos because she had some questions on it. And it was interesting that she sent that to me because there is a video going around on YouTube from a guy who is supposedly a pastor that says this passage shows that Jesus recognized he was being racist and that he repented of that and then healed this lady's daughter. Well, I hate to break the news to him, but if that's true, then we're all doomed to hell. Because if Jesus wasn't perfect, if Jesus ever sinned even in the slightest, then his sacrifice on the cross is not sufficient for you and for me. I would love to have a conversation with this young man. Jesus was not racist. Jesus never said he wouldn't heal her. Jesus simply said, first let the children eat all they want. And then actually, original language, Jesus says, before the little dogs eat. In other words, he softened the term that many Jews used to describe Gentiles in that time. So he was softening it. But I just want you to consider a couple of things in that whole interaction. Number one, Jesus knew all along what her reply was going to be. Jesus knew all along he was going to heal her daughter. So I would submit to you that the primary purpose that he made her step through those hoops was, number one, it was going to build her faith. But number two, this was a teaching moment for the disciples. The 12 disciples, who were all Jewish, definitely struggled with racism. Definitely felt like they had something over the Gentiles. And so Jesus is showing them that even a Gentile, when they put their faith in Jesus and who he is, that Jesus hears them and answers. So this is more of a teaching moment for them than anything, and certainly does not show that Jesus was racist and then repented of that. It's so important, guys, that we read the context of the passage, that we know what's really going on, because there are people out there who will try to lead you astray. Again, I would just submit to you that if Jesus was racist in this situation, if he had to repent of that, then you and I are all doomed to hell because his sacrifice wasn't sufficient. But thankfully we know the scriptures proclaim that Jesus was perfect. There was no sin in him. And so his sacrifice was enough. So that's the Minute on the Mountain for today. And since Nikki requested that, I'm going to make the channel shout out to her, Nikki St. Laurent. I've shouted out her channel in the past, but I just want to do that again. Nikki, it's a great passage. Thank you for suggesting it. Thank you guys for coming along today. I'm excited to get back out on the mountain. Now, I can't hunt this weekend. My son's got some wrestling going on, and we've got a staff party for the church. So it's going to be next week before I get out. But I'm hoping we get more snow, and hopefully the next time you guys see me on the mountain, we've got some elk in the camera. Thanks for coming along, guys. God bless you.